So, before we begin, I want to share something with you that every time when we start our session, so before starting, we should pray from Krishna that, oh Krishna, I'm trying to hear about you, read about you. Please bless me that I may be able to understand your message nicely. So, this is what I pray, that please bless me that I may be able to discuss your message as it is, because that is what pleases Krishna. So we can pray every time. Okay. So today we will discuss 2.3. But before that, we saw in 2.1 that how Dhritarashtra, he became very happy because he thought that Arjuna, because he's overwhelmed with grief, so probably he will not fight now. But no, later Sanjay, he told Dhritarashtra that it is not like that, because Krishna, who is Madhusudana, so through his sweetness, he will destroy the grief of Arjuna. So in 2.2, later we saw that how Krishna was behaving as a guru, because he was correcting Arjuna through his instruction. So, it is said that in first chapter, Krishna was in Paramatma mood, where he was simply, when Arjuna was desiring that, oh Krishna, please take my chariot between the parties. So, Krishna was simply sanctioning his desires, whatever he was saying. So, Krishna was in Paramatma mode. In first chapter, he didn't say anything. But now in second chapter, he is behaving like a guru. He's reciprocating with Arjuna by chastising him. He's not buttering him at all, because uh, Krishna wants good for Arjuna, and because of that reason, he will guide him on how he can move on right path. So yes, this is what we discussed in 2.2. श्रीभगवान् उवाच कुतस्तवाकश्मलमिदं विश्मे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् akirtikaram. So Krishna said that from where this dirt came in your mind, from where you got this idea of to not fight. This is anarya justam. This is something which should not be practiced by you, because this is not religious. This is not dharma. And this will not give you swarga, higher planets. Neither it will give you higher planets, nor will give you fame. So, yes, this is what Krishna said in 2.2. Now, let's see 2.3. Please sing after me. Klebhyammasmagamah partha.
क्लैब्यमास्मकमः पार्थ
नैतत्त्वया उपद्यते
नैतत्त्वया उपद्यते
शूद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यम्
क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यम्
त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप
त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप
क्लैब्यमास्मगमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वया उपद्यते
क्लैब्यमास्मकमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वया उपद्यते
शूद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप
क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप.
Sing.
क्लैब्यमास्मकमः पार्थ नैतत्त्वया उपद्यते
क्लैब्यमास्मगमः पार्था नैतत्व्य उपपद्यते.
Shudram Hridaya Darbalyam Yakto
त्यक्त्वो
Yaktvo
त्यक्त्वो
Tish
त्यक्त्वो त्यक्त्वो तिष्ठ.
Tyaktvo Tishta Tyaktvo Tishta Parantapa.
Yes. Shudram hridaya daurbalyam tvaktvyotishtha parantapa. Let's see. So this is actually Anvay. Anvay is something from which, see, one comes synonyms and other is Anvay. So synonym means simply the word meanings, word by word. But Anvay means where it's not word by word, but it is arranged in a sentence. So, we learned this in Sanskrit class, that in Sanskrit, the order of the words can be in any way, but it does not changes the meaning of the sentence, because the action of verb or noun is attached with the verb itself in Sanskrit language. So, yes. So, Anvay, Hey Partha, klebhyam masma gamaha. Hey Parantapa, Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam Taktva Tishtha. So, hey Parth, Parth is Arjuna only, son of Pritha. Now, Krishna is addressing Arjuna with this name, Partha, that, oh, Parth, you are the son of my aunt. Then how can you behave in such way? So it's very interesting. Klabhyam is importance, or klabhyam means in, Prabhupada has given the meaning in Hindi. It's that neutral gender, which we discussed in our previous session. Klabhyam means neutrality. So neutral gender is not very good, when a person is not female or male. So then it's neutral gender, which is not very nice. So, yes, basically to chastise Arjuna, Krishna is saying this word to him. Now, this is too much for a Kshatriya to hear such word for himself about his character. So, you will see when any person is behaving in wrong way, so to correct him, a person will scold him, and he may speak some heavy words, some striking words, or let's say some abusive words to him, so that it may strike his mind and he may correct himself. So that way Krishna is chastising him, klebhyam masma gamaha, that um, why are you accepting this neutrality? Hey Parantapa. Now, Parantapa is also another name of Arjuna, which means who gives punishment to people or to enemies. So, Paran plus Tapa. Tapa means punish. So, one who gives punishment to his enemies is Parantapa. So, you are Parantapa who gives punishment to the enemies. But Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. So Shudram is again, when a person, something happened in his life and it's very little, I mean, it's not a very big reason for something to deviate or to behave in certain way which he should not. So Shudram means very small reason for something. So for example, if it's winter season, and because of winter season, if a devotee is not waking up in morning, early morning. So that would be known as Shudram. That it's very small reason, small excuse. This is very small reason to make any excuse to not wake up early in morning. So that is Shudram. Another, if we understand this with more example, such as, mm, for example, when you were a kid, so you might be playing with dolls and many toys when you were a kid. But now you cannot even think of playing with any dolls or something like that, isn't it? In fact, you might laugh on yourself because at that time we were taking those things very serious. If any person was stealing our toy or our doll, then we were crying, we were becoming angry that why you took my doll, it's my favorite doll. But now it's nothing for you because you don't care now about dolls or toys, isn't it? This happens with everyone. So that would refer as Shudram. So Shudram Hridaya Dorbalyam Tyaktva Uttishta. So Tyaktva Uttishta means you just stand up. This reason is very small, by which your heart is becoming Dorbalyam, weak. Dorbalyam means weak, Durbal, weak. So you just stand up. And why Krishna is saying him to stand? So that he may make some tea? No, so that he may fight. That's why Krishna is saying, Tyaktva Uttishta. Just stand up and fight. So, like that. Let's see the translation. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of your heart and arise, O chastier of the enemy. So I think it's clear. Let's see the commentary now. So, in previous verse, we saw a word kalmash. So, we learned kalmash means a person is turning away from his swadharma. So, Arjuna's swadharma was to fight because he's a Kshatriya. So, yes, Krishna is saying this thing to him. Later Arjuna will say that, oh Krishna, I am not turning away from my swadharma. It's out of compassion. I do not want to fight with my kinsmen. It's not me turning away from my swadharma, but it's out of compassion. So on this, Krishna is saying these words, Shudram Hridaya Dorbalyam, that it's not out of compassion. It's your weakness because you are, identifying yourself with body, this, that, and you are not performing your duty. So it's not your compassion, it's the weakness of your heart. So, like that. Let's see. I am trembling. You want to say something?
Just because of how Krishna does address Arjuna, sometimes a son of Kunti, and you just explained also son of Pritha is also Queen Kunti.
Yes, Pritha is Queen Quinti, and Parth
Uh-huh.
means the son of Pritha or son of Quinti.
So what is this name, Pritha?
Pritha is the name of Queen Kunti, and Partha is the name of Arjuna, who is, see here, Parth, we saw. Klebhyamasma Gamah Partha. Partha means son of Pritha, and Pritha is Kunti.
So what I'm trying to understand, so she has the name Kunti, and or what is Pritha or Partha as well?
Pritha is the name of Kunti. Partha means son of Pritha, which is Arjuna.
I do understand this, like Pandavas, because they're, related to the father. But so Queen Kunti's name is, does it mean she has Partha main name and Kunti surname?
No, just like, it happens that people have two names. Just like
Ah,
at my home, my mother calls me with different name, but in my school, my friends used to call me with another name. So it's just different names.
okay. Because she's best known as Queen Kunti. Yes.
Sorry?
She's best known as Queen Kunti. Like there's a book that is the teachings of Queen Kunti. But
Yes.
then as I was just wondering, so there was another reason why this name as well.
Yeah, so reason, I don't know reason as such. I just know it's just another name of her. Just like we saw there were so many names of Arjuna, so many names of Krishna, and definitely they have reasons why they have these names. So yes, it's very nice. I will search today and then I'll let you know why
Oh,
she is called Pritha.
and
Pritha, yes.
thank you, Mataji. So uh, also Bharata is to address Arjuna.
See, Bharata means who belongs to Bharat. So we saw in first chapter, Dhritarashtra was also addressed as Bharata, and sometimes Arjuna will also be known as Bharata. So descendants of planet Bharat are Bharata.
Oh, I see. Okay, so there's different reasons, and I can see the different. Okay, the planet. Okay,
Okay.
sorry for my
Who's
question.
Yes. So now we already understood why Krishna is addressing Arjuna with this name, Partha, that, O son of Pritha, you are the son of my aunt. So do not yield to this degrading importance. Because, see, you are the son of my aunt and you are my friend. So, and I am your friend. So, suppose if any person will say that, oh, you are a friend of a person who is, you know, Napusang, I will address neutrality as Napusang, Napunsak. You may understand. So yes, if Krishna was little bit, he was also showing his hesitation that, oh, what people will say about me, that you are a friend of Napunsak who behaved in such way. So that's why Krishna is saying that you are son of my aunt, you are Partha. Do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness. Oh, actually, we need to read this commentary. We already read translation. So see, I am trembling because of the sin of contemplating the destruction of relatives. How am I to act? So you already know the reason of my trembling, because I'm contemplating about the reactions. It would be a sinful act if I will kill my relatives. So how am I to act? By the mercy of Indra, you have been born as the Pritha. So now see, we have the meaning why Queen Kunti is known as Pritha. Because he was born by the mercy of Indra. So this is the reason why she is known as Pritha. And Arjuna, who is son of Pritha, is Partha. So you should know, we already discussed this story in the introduction, that Pandu, he, once he went for hunting in the forest, not hunting actually, yeah, hunting for in the forest, and he accidentally killed a deer couple who were mating at that time. And those deer couple were sages, Sage and his wife. So then that sage became angry and he cursed Pandu that now when you will also be, even if this desire came in your heart to mate with your partner, then you will immediately die because you also killed us during this time. So I curse you. You will also die if you uh, ever had these desires in your heart to mate with your partner. So yes, because of this reason, now Pandu could not beget children because he cannot, intercourse with his wives. So later, because Mother Kunti was very pious, she was a great devotee of Krishna, so she had some benedictions. So by praying from different demigods, by the mercy of different demigods, she was able to get children. So Arjuna is the son of Indra. By the mercy of Indra, he have been born as Partha, son of Pritha. See, Indra impregnated Kunti through the power of mantra and Arjuna was born. So this is the reason why she's known as Pritha. So I hope you get it. See, we get all the answers of our questions from Bhagavad Gita. I remember one more time you were asking a question, but later in the next page only you got the answer from Bhagavad Gita when we were reading it. So yes,
And
we
I
get.
promise you that I wasn't picking because this is a Gita Bhushan purport that I don't have, only you have.
Yeah. So, there is one disciple of Prabhupada, Her Grace Yashamati Mataji, you know her already, you are in her group. So she once said one beautiful thing that if we are reading any Shastra, then we are, blessed because Krishna wants us to read that. So, she said by her own example that she had few friends with her and she wanted to read one scripture. That scripture was very exalted, so she wanted to read it with her friends. But when she started reading, so her friends, they fall asleep at that time, so they were not able to read that scripture, and Yashomati Mataji was able to read it. So by this example, she was saying this, that what Shastra we are qualified to read, we will be allowed to read that Shastra at that particular time. So it's very beautiful. If we are reading something, so we are qualified to read that. That's why we are able to read it and understand the message of Krishna. So maybe earlier you said that you didn't had this Gita Bhushan. So but probably that was not your time to read it. This is the time when you are reading it. So nice. Okay. So yes, we now understand why she is known as Pritha. Do not succumb to cowardice. Klabhyam. So we already know the meaning of Klabhyam, who is turning away from Swadharma. So this is very true. Now, if Arjuna is turning away from his Swadharma, that is to fight, so he will be known as a coward. So, yeah. Such cowardice of a Kshatriya in name only is not suitable for you. Arjuna, since you have the capacity to conquer the whole universe and are a friend of me, the Supreme Lord. So yes, Krishna is telling this to Arjuna that this doesn't suit you. And you are saying that it is out of compassion. So no, it's in name only. In reality, it's your cowardice. So, my Prabhuji was giving many examples, just like if a girl has straight hair and she changed her hairs, and she is curling her hair, making frills, like noodles, like noodles. She made her hair like noodles or Maggie. Maggie, you might know it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know she will look strange in that hairstyle because that hairstyle doesn't suit her. So what you will say to her, if suppose she is your friend, you will say that, oh, it doesn't suits you. And since you are my friend, so this doesn't suit you. You just your hair, as it, you can keep it as it is, as they are. It doesn't suit you. Another example you can think of, if a man is crying. So generally speaking, it is not expected from a man that he cry, because men are, they are grave, they are bold. So it is not expected from them that they cry. Suppose if a boy's girlfriend left her for some reason and he started crying, so it is not expected from him. And one may ask, why are you crying like this? This doesn't suit you. Don't cry like this. So, yes, such things, I mean, I'm giving such examples uh, to, make it clear that how we see that things when happens like this, so it doesn't suit that particular person, however they are behaving. So yes, like that. So the same here, Arjuna, he was behaving in such way. So Krishna is saying, it doesn't suit you. Since you have the capacity to conquer the whole universe and are a friend of me, the Supreme Lord. And we discussed this point. So suppose any person, he came to know that Krishna's friend Arjuna, or Krishna is a friend of such a person who is a cowardice, or he is mm, turning away from his swadharma. So this would not be good. I mean, Krishna would be, I mean, you can put yourself in this situation. Suppose you have a friend, and your friend is very intelligent and she's very good in everything, but on a day, now she is behaving in a strange way which you never expected from her, and it is actually very shameful the way she is behaving. Then you will definitely, you will be concerned that, oh, people know that she's my friend and she's behaving in such way which is so strange, which is so shameful. So it is not very good. So you will become concerned that, okay, people will talk bad about her, but they will talk bad about me as well. So it's not very nice. So same way Krishna is telling to Arjuna that it doesn't suit you, so you please don't behave in such way.
Like it's not like you, but there's a good phrase to say when someone's like this in English. Um, it said acting out of character, like something
Exactly.
you don't expect. So in this case now I can see how Arjun um, Krishna is shaking him, trying to make him see.
Exactly. Uh, if we come here, uh, Shishupal, you know Shishupal?
Um,
Shishupal is cousin brother of Krishna, and he was cousin brother of Krishna, and he was allowed to abuse Krishna only 100 times, less than 100 times. But if he would abuse Krishna more than 100 times, then Krishna would kill him. So you might already know this now. You don't know about this?
I only knew of Balaram and the
Okay,
Subhadra.
Shishupal, you can, he was one of the demon, you can say, demon character. And so yes, once Krishna kidnapped Rukmani. You might know about this. So
Yes.
now Shishupal was assuming Rukmani as his wife. He never married to Rukmani yet. But then also he's assuming that, oh, Rukmani is my wife. So he started crying that Krishna took my wife, Rukmani. He kidnapped her. So he started crying like that. So his friend Jarasandh, he was also, he also had envy for Krishna. So demons are always friends. So he said, why are you crying like this? This doesn't suits you. You're crying for a girl. It's okay, you have so much potency. You can have some other girl, or you can, go and take Rukmini back. But don't cry like this. This doesn't suit you. So, yes, same way, we can understand this situation here. Okay, note. The phrase seems to indicate that Arjuna had the capacity to conquer any place rather than to indicate a particular incident where he conquered the universe. Yes, so Arjuna was a great warrior and he had the capacity to conquer any place or any person rather than just this one incident or other incident that happened in past. Okay, so now, suppose Arjuna is saying, this is not cowardice in the form of lack of courage, but rather a judgment arising through consideration of proper action towards those worthy of worship, such as Bhishma, and an act of compassion towards cousins, such as Duryodhana, who will die by the blow of my weapons. So, yes, Arjuna is saying it is out of my compassion. So, suppose he might also say that you are Madhusudana, but you were never a Guru Sudana or Pita Sudana. Sudana means killer. So, okay, you killed the demon Madhu, but now you are expecting from me that I kill my kinsmen, and in those kinsmen, my grandfather is standing, my guru, my master is standing, my brothers are standing. So, you killed many demons, but you never killed your grandfather or your guru. So, yes, Arjuna, he has not said this, but because Krishna was his friend, so he might have said this also to him that you are Madhusudana and you are not Guru Sudana or this Sudana. So now Krishna, to this reply, he's saying, no, this is not correct judgment nor compassion, but a transitory Shudram, weakness of heart. So we already learned the meaning of Shudram, weakness of heart. Just like, if any person, this might have happened in your past, at least this happened with me. So you gave an exam, but suppose you didn't score very nice in that exam. So that time, that person will cry that, oh, I didn't score nice, this, that. But after few days, everything would be normal. He will not care about those score anymore. So yes, when that time he was crying because of score, so that was his weakness of heart, Shudram. This happened like my tenants. So there is a girl, she gave her 10th standard exam. So she got second division. She was studying so hard, like, I mean, externally it was appearing like she was studying very much, day and night. But after result came, it was second division, and everyone was so confident that definitely she will at least get first division, if not, you know 90% or 95% or something like that, higher score. But result was second division, and she was crying so much that, oh, why this happened with me, this, that. But then after 2 3 days, she was laughing, she was smiling, because now she was not caring about her score anymore. So at that time, that was shudram, her weakness of heart. So same way Krishna is saying that this is not correct judgment, or this is not your compassion, but a transitory weakness of heart. So there is a difference between compassion and weakness of heart. So yours is weakness of heart. Therefore, give up that weakness and prepare for the fight. Uthishta means stand up. So stand and prepare for the fight. O afflictor of the enemy, Parantapa, do not become the laughing stock of the enemy. So now this is very true. Okay, Arjuna is saying that this is out of compassion. I am behaving in such way. But people will never take it as his compassion. They will laugh on him. They will think that, oh, see, Arjuna became fearful to fight from us. So that's why Krishna is saying, do not become the laughing stock of the enemy. This is not good. So, like that. Now, before moving to purport, do you have something to say?
I think everything's been understood. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's move ahead. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudev. Clear? So aunt means the Pritha Kunti, mother Kunti, she was the sister of Krishna's father Vasudev. So we already know Krishna appeared from the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva. Vasudev is father of Krishna, and Vasudev's sister is Kunti, and Arjuna is the son of Kunti. So that way, Kunti is an aunt of Krishna. So that's why he was addressed as son of Pritha. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. So I'm again repeating this. Krishna, because of this reason, he addressed Arjuna with this name Partha, that you, being son of my aunt, you are behaving in such way. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. So I hope you get it. And this is happening so much these days. It's happening too much these days that a person is a Brahmana in name only, but he's not acting piously at all. He's not even waking up early in the morning, and what to say of other things, chanting Krishna's names or worshipping Krishna. So they are Brahmanas in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. So now this is very interesting, that if a Brahmana took birth, I mean a baby took birth in a Brahmana family. So, just by taking birth in a Brahmana family, he is also considered as Brahmana. But this is actually not true, because let's understand this with an example. Suppose if a person is a doctor, so just by taking birth in a doctor's family, or as a son of that doctor, that son will also not be considered as a doctor until he, takes, you know, takes up course and takes up degree of a doctor, isn't it? So same way, how a person, if a baby took birth in a Brahmana's family, then how he can be considered as Brahmana until he'll not act piously, until he'll not, perform in that way, behave in that way, waking up early in the morning, worshipping Krishna and other things, reading scriptures. So Brahmana means who is always busy in understanding Krishna, in understanding scriptures, and also delivering this message to other people. That is a real Brahmana. But nowadays, you will see people are not doing any, spiritual study, but they are becoming businessman, or they are doing a job. Brahmana will never do a job. He will simply study about Krishna, and he is also dependent of dependent for his survival on Krishna. So we discussed this point in Varna Ashrama, that a Brahmana, he delivers the message of God to Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, and those Vaishyas and Kshatriyas are responsible to maintain Brahmana, because it's his duty. So like that. So yes, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya who is a Kshatriya in name only, but he is not acting in that way. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna. Now, can you just imagine this? Arjuna was a person who would sleep with Krishna, who would eat with Krishna, who would make jokes about Krishna. He was, such an intimate friend of Krishna. So, can you just imagine Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and Arjuna was such an intimate friend of Krishna who would sleep with him, eat with him, play with him, and make jokes, all of those things. So, yes. And Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. So, he was such a friend that Krishna became a charioteer for him. Such an intimate friend Arjuna was. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Infamous act. He would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit in his personality. So it's all clear. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives. But Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. So now, this we can apply in our life also. See, time will come when we would also be tested by Krishna, that are we really following our swadharma? Such attachments or whatever Arjuna is facing in his life, we will also be tested in such ways. And at that time, instead of practicing our devotional services like chanting, hearing, etc., if we are, if we got bewildered because some incident happened in our life, so that would be known as the weakness of our heart, and Krishna would not appreciate that. Just like Krishna is not appreciating Arjuna's magnanimous attitude. So same way, if we are not, behaving in such way, because devotee means he should be devoted to Krishna, chanting, hearing about him, and basically, be absorbed in thoughts about Krishna. But if we are not doing that, then by Krishna, it would be considered a mere weakness of heart. So, my instructing master was telling this, that we often see people, devotees, they, where's that? Yes, they accept, we see devotees accepting such degrading importance or this neutrality by giving up their devotional services and doing something which they should not. Every day we need to remind ourselves that this human form of life is meant only for self realization, and other things are secondary. Our primary goal should be to practice Krishna consciousness, because human life is meant for only this and nothing else. Everything else comes secondary. Primary is Krishna bhakti. Because those four things we have been doing in other species also from eternal time, but in this human form of life only we can understand this message. Just like we are reading Bhagavad Gita here, not even an elder monkey, the eldest monkey from his family, can understand this message. If suppose he comes and sit near me, and if I teach him, he will not understand, because he has no such consciousness. So yes, even Krishna was very happy when Lord Brahma, he created this species, human beings. He was very happy that, wow, now this is that species, when a person, when my child will understand about me, he will serve me, and by that he'll come to me. So Krishna was very, very happy by that. So yes, this was uh, Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority, especially not by Krishna. And this parampara is coming from Krishna. So it is not approved by anyone in our line. So, I really like one point. Yashomati Mataji mentioned this. There is one devotee in our group, in that chat group. So she was saying that, oh, Prabhupada was very nice. He was so compassionate. He was very soft hearted towards everyone. And let me just read it for you. I really liked that point, how Yashomati Mataji explained that point. Mm. Yes. So, yes, he was saying that Srila Prabhupada was crying in humility because of some of his followers. They were not. I mean, she was saying something about Prabhupada, that he was very humble, he was crying, he was this, he was that. Then on this, Yashomati Mataji said that Prabhupada was not a teddy bear guru. He was very strict. Actually, he demanded a lot from his disciples. He was not a teddy bear teddy bear guru. He was very strict. Okay, he was compassionate, he was tolerant, but he was very strict on the standards, and he demanded a lot from his disciples. Demanded means they should they should chant 16 rounds, follow regulative principles. He was very strict on all these things. So I really like this point. He was not a teddy bear guru. So, yes, you can see such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. And you will see later when we will keep reading these purports of Prabhupada. Prabhupada speaks very straightforward, very heavy most of the time. Very striking points. So, yes, he was not a teddy bear guru. Therefore, such magnanimity or so called non violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna. So, yes, conclusion is Krishna was not expecting such behavior from Arjuna because Arjuna was his friend and he was a great warrior, a Kshatriya. But if he is withdrawing from his duties, so it's not appreciated by Krishna. And similarly, if we got this human form of life and we are not behaving in proper way, that is to understand our relationship with Krishna and to practice our bhakti, then that is not approved by any authority, by Krishna or by our acharyas. So, yeah, with this, we'll conclude our session here. And you can go ahead if you have something.
Just reflecting. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. How Arjun somehow had this wonderful arrangement in his life that he was cousins with Sri Krishna. Because I don't know, like, if you know, if you have cousins. I had many cousins because my father's family were a very large family, and um, you know, well, I suppose there's different cultures, but they can have a big family. But in Italy, is they tend to have like these big gatherings and family, and so my father's um, parents came from Sardinia, Italy, and so it was like 12 brothers and sisters of my father, and then so I had lots of cousins when there was like parties for birthday. Um, but then one in particular was my very best friend, and I can relate how you say, um, Krishna is associated to Queen Kunti because of Vasudeva, and so it's just a very nice setup, like I can imagine, like you're saying, they were eating together and spending time playing jokes, and yeah, so it makes it really fun also, because then we can see that there's this interaction between them, and at this point, like, even if he has to be strict because of his um, this circumstance, this situation going on? Like, well, you said, like, if you're saying, oh, this hairstyle doesn't suit you, you would be blunt in saying it, even if it is, someone that you care for. Um, so yeah, just appreciating this part of the story. Thanks.
So yes, we are discussing these discussions. Whatever Krishna is saying to Arjuna, he's actually chastising him. And this chastisement to Arjuna is actually chastisement. This is applicable on us if we are not behaving in proper way. So Krishna is chastising us. That, oh, what was that? Kutastava kashmalamidam. From where you got this dirt in your heart? Wake up and chant. Serve me, hear about me. So like that. Krishna is very sweet and he's actually chastising very sweetly to Arjuna. And yeah, Arjuna is hearing, oh, Krishna, my friend, he's chastising me. I thought he will praise me that, wow, Arjuna, you have such a compassionate heart. But no, it was not approved by him. It was actually a weakness of heart, as he said. So yes, we should not be that weak because okay, this material world is world of suffering, but it's not too much suffering that we cannot practice bhakti. And in fact, if any person is desiring to serve Krishna, then Krishna makes his life very easy so that he may serve Krishna nicely. Isn't it? It's very practical. Krishna does this. So yes, uh, we should not accept such neutrality and we should serve Krishna. And it's very easy. Chant, hear, and eat prasadam and repeat. Very easy. So yeah, like that. Okay, thank you so much for your association. And hopefully we will meet tomorrow if Krishna is willing. We'll stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai,
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.